Ladies and gentlemen, Psalm 78, verses 12 to 20. Marvelous things God did in the sight of our fathers, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through. He made the waters to stand as a heap. In the daytime also he led them with a cloud, and in the night a pillar of fire. He cut the rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink out of the depths. He brought streams out of the rock and caused the waters to run down like rivers. And yet they sinned all the more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. They tested God in their heart by asking meat for their lust. Yes, they spake against God. They said, "Can God furnish a table in the wilderness?" Yeah, he smote a rock and waters gushed out and the streams overflowed. But he can't give us bread also. He can't provide flesh for this people. It's a dangerous thing when you have that attitude of entitlement, that everything is yours, that you take people for granted in spite of all the good things they may do. And it is that entitlement with ignorance that causes this arrogance we see in the comic book world. I posted this video, "Stop with the DCEU hate or else." And I have to follow up on this because even though it's more of a whimper than it is a very strong reply, it still is a reply. And I'll show you what I mean. By some Marvel Fanboys. Now, some of you watching this video are not going to like what I'm doing, but it is necessary, as Bruce Wayne would say to Diana. This is necessary so that people understand on what foundation they actually stand, and therefore will act accordingly, using due diligence and wisdom, which a lot of them lack. They feel entitled to say what they say, but they have no knowledge behind it. And so I go down to the comment section here of my video. And some people wanted me to respond, and I will respond anytime anyone starts to respond to me. I take, for instance, Tawana High. He says, "Let me first say that you can't tell anyone what they can or can't say about a freaking movie DC has been messing up, period. The only good movies out of the DCU has been Wonder Woman and Man of Steel. You don't want people talking bad about the DCU, then stop WB to stop fucking up their movies. I love both DC and Marvel, but Marvel's been hitting it out the park with the new Infinity War trailer that just came out. Oh man, that movie's going to be fire." I told you guys, I warned you guys. I told you this is a shot across the bow, and I hit you with 2 Thor Ragnarok pictures. I wasn't doing that for no reason, Tawana High. You about to understand what I mean, because this video shows that I mean what I say. Exotic Latina rolls up on my page and says, "Laughing out loud, sounds like you're a hater. I'll leave this here. Enjoy." And she sends the Infinity War trailer to me. Sean Bowman says, "Daredevil is the true Dark Knight, period. Batman is a cheap wannabe." So we still got the DCEU hate going. And so, because you couldn't listen and you couldn't keep your trap shut, I'm going to respond. And a lot of you are not going to like me for responding because you'll say, "But you're dropping to their level." Trent Osborne, he said, "You're dropping to their level. You're doing what they do." Because you see, Trent Osborne, what you ever cast out into the universe comes back to you. And you must understand, I would not have done this if I wasn't provoked to do it. And so, now begins the response and the rebuttal. Marvel fans, don't even dare talk anything negative about the DCEU from here on in. Don't. All right, Tawana High. Okay, Sean Bowman. Okay, Exotic Latina. Well, you didn't learn your lesson, so here it comes. Bomb number 1. Every time I see Thanos' head, man, I think of a purple marshmallow or an egghead. He actually looks like a penis. His head looks like a penis. Or like this guy just did. He made an egghead out of his finger. And he said that is what Thanos reminds him of. Man, look at this. Look at this. This is wrinkled like a penis head. Look at that. It's wrinkled like a penis. Now, every time you see Thanos, you're going to think of a penis. Hey, but he's a dickhead, right? So it's okay. Dude literally looks like a dickhead. Yet, y'all have been saying that Steppenwolf looked like rubber. He had a rubbery face. Well, at least his head didn't look like a dick. It didn't look like a penis. And I'm showing you it, so you will remember it. Every time you see Thanos from here on in, you're going to see a penis head. Or a marshmallow, whichever you want, that's wrinkled by the fire. Don't test me. And the funny thing about this is everybody's going off on the Infinity Stones. And to me, they just look like these glass balls over here. They ain't even look like a decent set of jewels. They look like glass balls. Because the light reflects through them like if they're cheap glass. They don't look like precious metals of any kind. Because the cinematography's not on point. Everything's shiny. I heard a guy talking to me about Cyborg, how he looks so shiny and certain. What the fuck are you talking about? Look at this shit. Shiny as hell. Fake as hell. You would swear I'm in some kind of kaleidoscopic 70s movie. How am I supposed to take this movie seriously? How? I mean, y'all like it, so go see a dickhead. A guy whose head looks like a penis. Grab it on to some glass balls. Well, each of the glass balls can manipulate one thing or another. Who cares? They look like shit. I'm just saying. Y'all are tripping me to do this. Y'all excited about Infinity War. I'm not. So I don't care about Infinity War. I don't care about it. Then, when I look at Infinity War, I remember people coming down hard on the World of Warcraft. You know what I'm saying? The World of Warcraft. Everybody was like, oh, that's a stupid movie. I remember critics panning that movie. But if I'm not mistaken, in the World of Warcraft, Garona, who's an half-orc slave, she looks like Gamora, who's in Infinity War. And she's from Guardians of the Galaxy. And she's supposed to be the adopted daughter of Thanos. Right? So if I'm not mistaken, y'all using a very similar character that I've seen in the World of Warcraft, who was a principal character, and she was bad at, and I just don't get it. You know, Gamora's there, Garona's there, they even rhyme, you know what I mean? But y'all was against the World of Warcraft back in 2016. And Thanos, man, I look at Durotan, who's an orc, and Thanos looked like an orc. Let us be real. He looked like an orc. Thanos looks like an orc, right? And you take Durotan, and you give him a bald head, and you make him purple, and he looked like Thanos' brother. I mean, this is from the World of Warcraft. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Thanos even reminds me, you know, he reminds me a bit of another character, a real person, Joss Whedon. I was thinking about it. I was saying, this face looks so familiar. And it's Joss Whedon face. Same forehead. I mean, is this the model that they did to patent Thanos after? Joss Whedon? You know, because you take off Whedon's beard, you give him a little, you know, some wrinkle stuff, you know, wrinkle up his head like a penis, and you get that. You get Joss Whedon. You get Thanos. I'm just saying. No disrespect. I think Joss Whedon looks much better looking than Thanos, but the point is, I mean, are you serious? Like, y'all was just blasting Joss Whedon, then you go and see Joss Whedon on television? I'm sorry, in the movies, it always reminds me of a television show. For some reason, when I watch a Marvel movie, it looks like TV, like a sitcom with a lot of jokes, and the cinematography is not, it's sharp, but the angles are not the greatest angles in the world. And then I look at behind Thanos, this destruction that's happening behind him, and it reminds me a lot of Transformers The Last Night. That was the movie y'all said was crap. And there was a lot of stuff falling from the sky, you know, in Transformers The Last Night, a lot of fractions of alien stuff. And you know what's the funny thing? In Infinity War, we see the same thing. We see these alien stuff falling from the sky, planes and stuff crashing into some alien kind of web-like looking things. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Hold 1 second. Y'all was hating on Transformers The Last Night, and then y'all gonna borrow stuff from Transformers The Last Night? For real? Like for real? And everybody's all hype and excited about Infinity War? Y'all gonna borrow things from the Great War in the First Age that came from that legendary movie Justice League? You gonna borrow that clash? You gonna do that? And Thanos' great objective is to get the Infinity Stones so he can have half of the world be destroyed, right? That makes no damn sense, but he thinks it's equilibrium. How is that unique and different to Steppenwolf coming down to Earth, and instead of just having half the world destroyed, which is kind of rather stupid in my opinion, he terraforms the Earth back into Apocalypse. Somehow Thanos is much more dimensional than Steppenwolf, who looks better than him, is somebody I feel intimidated when I see him, okay? But for some reason, Thanos and his goons, they're intimidating. A guy whose head looks like a dick, like a purple marshmallow. He could have been in a Ghostbusters movie. He could have been in a World of Warcraft, but he might have been the Joker of it. You know what I'm saying? He the clown. But I mean, I'm just saying, how can I take that seriously? When you're pulling from Transformers, right? You're pulling from the World of Warcraft, movies that did not do well at the box office. And you're taking all those things, you're borrowing stuff from the Justice League movie, you're borrowing those things, and everything I see does not look epic. I mean, I'll be real with you, Michael Bay did a much more epic looking film than this shit I'm seeing. So, my verdict. The people who are all with all this hype orgasm and the nerd gasming out over Infinity War, y'all are fucking hypocrites. That's what y'all are. Y'all are hypocrites. That's the truth. Okay? Y'all are jokers, man. This is Infinity War. This is the Great War. This shit look epic. That's Steppenwolf. Look at that motherfucker. Look at how the world looks like it's in flames. See the difference. Okay? That's that. Let's go back to Infinity War. Transformers stuff. Michael Bay stuff. Y'all talk about how Zack Snyder's like Michael Bay. What the fuck is that I'm saying? That's not Michael Bay. I mean, I just gave you some of what I can break down about your upcoming movie, which you think is the greatest thing in the world. Your villain has a penis head. His head's like a penis. It's like a mushroom. Look at that head. Oh my God. So you got dildo head. And you saying he a greater villain than Steppenwolf. I mean, at least I could give Hela a pass. She at least, even though she looked like, was that Disney movie with the witch kind of looking creature? She at least looked like her. I mean, she still looked, you know, like if she could do something evil. But what am I supposed to do with this dude? How am I supposed to take this guy seriously? I mean, he gotta real kill people on the earth, man. He gotta kill people. He gotta dominate, because you gotta make up for that funny looking face, man. You gotta make up for that. Joss Whedon don't got a face that scares me. So that's what this video is about. It's shots across the bow. Y'all need to let it go. When it comes to WB, the DCEU, let it go. Don't come up on my page and start. The more you talk, is the more I'll expose. Because I personally don't have nothing against Marvel. All right? I have an issue with the industry, how they have double standards. So when you come to me, I will destroy you. And your joy and zeal for Marvel, it will be tainted, because every time you look at Thanos, you're going to think of his head as a dick. Every time. You started it. Don't start something you can't stop. All right? Peace. I'm out of here.